Thank you, Mary. I want to start by saying I'm grateful that I have the benefit of the guidance from all of you, from people like Mary Fetchett and Voices, and all of the families, all the survivors, all the extraordinary staff at the Memorial and Museum who are helping me understand the magnitude of this new task that I've just begun on. I've spent the last few weeks learning more about the outreach and the education efforts of the Memorial and Museum, and I look forward to hearing more in the weeks ahead. I also want to thank Alice Greenwald, whose extraordinary leadership will be very difficult to follow, and I feel because of her incredible success over the 16 years, she's been leading efforts to bring 9/11 to new generations. I feel it's even more important that the next phase of the Memorial and Museum be as powerful and have as much impact as the first. I'm also a parent of children, now young adults, born like more than 80 million people here in the United States after 9/11 who have no lived memory of this experience. And it's especially important we find ways to bring your stories and the stories of all those who experienced 9/11 to those young people in the future, and I look forward to the chance to do that. Thank you for giving me a chance to join you here today.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mary. And I'm so thrilled to be able to be here and honored to be here. We have such a special relationship with Mary and the Voices group for 21 years now. And I'm honored to represent the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, I think the finest group of forensic professionals in the world. I am not a native New Yorker, as you might sense by some of my accent that trails in from time to time, but I grew up down south and finished my medical training there. And then when looking to find the perfect job in forensic medicine for me, I could look nowhere else other than New York City. And the reputation of this office, and in particular, Dr. Charles Hirsch, who was the longtime chief medical examiner of the city starting in 1989, who led our agency through 9/11 and beyond. His influence is what drew me to New York City. And when I made it here, he sat down with the newbies in the crowd and he shared his personal 9/11 experience. We each have our own memories and we each have our own 9/11 experience. Mine was not in New York City. When I joined the OCME, Dr. Hirsch sat down and he shared his personal experience from the day and from the challenges that the office faced after that. And he closed by sharing the commitment that he made to all of the families. And that commitment has stood the test of time. Dr. Hirsch also told us that being at the OCME, the New York City 9/11 experience was part of our culture now. And it indeed was and has been for the entirety of my time at this agency. I was lucky enough to serve Dr. Hirsch in the office until his retirement in 2013. I've served in various positions at the office until very recently. And after Dr. Hirsch's retirement, I had the honor of, for nearly the past decade, of serving as the second in command to Dr. Barbara Sampson, who succeeded Dr. Hirsch as chief. Until her departure recently, when I was appointed by the mayor as a chief medical examiner. And I can reassure everyone that the commitment that Dr. Hirsch made 21 years ago that he maintained throughout his time as chief medical examiner, the commitment that Dr. Sampson held strongly to, and the relationships that we have with the families is going nowhere. I want to reaffirm that today and commit to all of you that the work to do everything we can for as long as it takes to identify those who were lost on 9/11, we will persist in that. And so I'm delighted to be here and honored, and I thank you very much.